Welcome, and please take a seat. Tonight's special performance is already underway at what we're calling the Gaslight Theater. It's a production that's probably been running for a while now. The stage is set, the lead actor is ready, and the audience. Well, the audience is you.
Narcissistic manipulation isn't just a bunch of random jerky behaviors. No. It's a carefully staged production. The person in your life isn't just living alongside you. They are performing a role. They're the star, the director, and the playwright of a show that's been designed for an audience of one.
So, what's the plot of this whole elaborate play? It's actually deceptively simple. The entire performance is aimed at one thing: making you question what you see, what you hear, and especially what you feel. They desperately want you to doubt your own mind, because your perception, that's the one thing that threatens to bring their entire production crashing down around them. And so, the curtain rises on Act 1. This is where we get the central conflict, where the main tool of their trade is revealed, and that is the complete and utter distortion of your reality. Now, the star of this act is a little something called gaslighting. The definition seems straightforward, right? But it hides such a deeply complex and insidious form of abuse. This is their script. It's the dialogue they use to systematically, piece by piece, dismantle your trust in yourself. The goal is to make you feel like you're the one who's confused or mistaken or, even worse, going crazy. So does this script sound a little familiar? I mean, these lines are their greatest hits, aren't they? That never happened. You're just imagining things. Each one is a subtle but incredibly powerful way to shift the blame, to deny your reality, and to reframe their hurtful actions as your overreaction. It's a masterclass in psychological warfare, all disguised as a simple conversation. But why? You have to ask, why go to all this trouble? Because behind that confident mask, the performer lives in absolute terror, not of losing you, necessarily, but of being truly seen by you. Seen for what they are deep down, underneath that performance, hollow and empty. Your clarity is like an honest mirror, and they just cannot bear to look at their own reflection. And now, let's move on to Act 2. After all that explosive drama of twisting reality, the stage often goes dark and silent. Now, this isn't an intermission, okay? This is an entirely different scene, and honestly, one of the most powerful in their entire repertoire. This is where it gets so incredibly insidious. Because in this act, the most powerful lines are the ones that are never even spoken. The absence of words, the total emotional withdrawal. That isn't a break from the manipulation. You have to understand, the silence is the manipulation. And right here, this is the whole dynamic. You, the audience, you're sitting there trying to make sense of the quiet. You think, oh, maybe they just need some space, or, oh my God, I must have done something wrong, I need to fix this. But the performer's script has a totally different goal. Their silence isn't for peace, it's a punishment. It's not about them needing space. It's about them regaining control and forcing you to chase them, making you desperate for the very connection they've turned into a weapon. And now for the grand finale of their defensive performance, Act 3. This is what happens when they get caught. When a prop is misplaced or a line is flubbed, and the truth is just undeniable. Well, they have one final, masterful scene left to play. Now, to understand their next move, we need to talk about a key distinction they absolutely rely on you not making. See, a mistake is accidental. It's like spilling your coffee because your sleeve caught the mug. There was no intention. A bad decision, though? That's a conscious choice. It's knowing the options and deliberately choosing the hurtful one. A narcissist will always call their bad decisions mistakes, so they can dodge any real accountability. And here it is, their predictable four-step performance when they get cornered. First, they'll deny it ever happened. When that doesn't work, they'll blame you for it. If you still persist, they'll start playing the victim. And only when their back is completely against the wall will they deliver that final disarming line, okay, fine, I made a mistake. But listen, that isn't an apology. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card, designed to make you feel totally unreasonable for being upset about what was just a simple oopsie. Look, this show has been running for a long time, but you do not have to stay for the encore. This isn't their theater, it's your life, and it is time to stop reading from their script and start writing your own. Here is a simple but incredibly powerful tool. Stop saying, "You make me feel." That phrase, it just hands them all the power. It makes them the author of your emotions. Instead, own your experience. I feel angry. I feel hurt. You are not some passive character in their play. You are the protagonist of your own story, and you get to narrate your own feelings. And ultimately, you have to realize this script, it was never actually about you. When they called you too sensitive, they were confessing their own total lack of empathy. When they called you dramatic, they were projecting their own need for constant chaos. Every single criticism was a confession. Every insult was just them looking in a mirror.
So, the house lights are coming up. You can see the flimsy set, the cheap props, the actors sweating behind the mask. You understand the script, now you know the motivation, you can predict all the plot twists. The entire performance is exposed. And the only question left is this. Are you going to give them a standing ovation, or are you going to stand up and walk out of the theater? The choice is yours.
If this resonated, you aren't alone. Subscribe to join the space where we decode them together. I'll see you in the next one.